Hello, good day, my friends. It's good evening, it's good morning, wherever you are, and especially sending out a special greeting to all of my African sisters, brothers, our children, and our grandchildren. Um, we are continuing this discussion on our hair, and the topic that I'm going to introduce today, as far as I'm concerned, is the most important topic because it has to do with a mindset. It has to do with something that is akin, it's like the control of the mind. When a people subject their mind to be controlled, it is problematic, even in the eyes of God. Africans are the only creatures on earth in a large, I don't know if it's the majority, but those who have had the opportunity and the means have accepted to permanently change the texture of their hair, denaturalize it, if I may say so. We are the only ones that have allowed ourselves to do this. And unfortunately, it wasn't with a product that originated, that was made by ourselves. This is thanks to the process that is popularly known in the market as perming. Perming is coming from the word permanent. Permanently, we decided to permanently change the structure of our hair, the texture of the hair, except for the hair that was to grow and follow after that. That will grow the new growth. And then we permanently follow up with the new growth to keep it like that. So, with the excuse, with the justification that we're doing this to render the hair more easily manageable. But have we thought about what the mind ignored in this whole process? Let's look at perming by itself. By the way, my hair is a lot softer this morning because I plaited it like this with just 5 plaits. It took me less than 5 minutes to plait before going to bed. So the whole process with the perming is that, for those who don't know, I don't want to take anything for granted in this to say that you know this and you know that and you know that and you know that and you're supposed to know this and that. This is my natural hair. If I left it with some air in it and some water, even then, it's not flabby, it's not falling on my face, it's standing somehow, okay? When you perm the hair, you remove the ability for it to be able to stand on its own. You take away the strength, some kind of a resilience that it has, because it also reduces the volume. Then when that is done and the hair is all flabby like this, now we have to look for rollers. You know what rollers are. I forgot to bring one here. You look for rollers to roll it up, to roll it up, to roll it up, to roll it up, so that you can give it some temporary ability to be propped up with rollers again. And sometimes it goes with the excessive use of pins to prop it back up. For me, that is a metaphor for colonialism, for slavery. And you know what? It is not only the ease and the acceptability that we're looking for, but our men, some of our men have gotten into this. The men who, in my opinion, have pornographic minds, They want an African woman by their side who is their wife, wherever they are, even in bed. But they want a woman, an African woman, who has morphology, is all what Africa would give to you. But the hair they want is Caucasian hair. They want American, Brazilian hair because it's so popular. They want Indian hair, a woman with a non-African hair. For me, this is a mental crisis. That the men, instead of accepting their wives for who they are and discovering them along the way and looking for other products that will help to bring out their natural beauty, would tell them, you are not beautiful enough in your hair, and I want it changed. I know some women do this. Most of the choices are made by the women, but a handful of men, thank God there are not too many of them, that would not want to see their wives in natural hair. This is a crisis. Now it passed from my head. Say, person, you the love person, you choose, are we going to love, we love person, therefore choose different parts of his body. Oh, this part should have been like this. Oh, that part should have been like that. And you know what? It even happens amongst believers, amongst those who believe in God. We allow these things to come to us, and we begin to choose what kind of hair we should have. If somebody who is foreign to my culture, who is not an African, with the color of my skin and the texture of my hair, doesn't like my hair for what it is, should I then bow down to them? I go down on my knees and accept. First thing that happened was they condemned the hair. This is a whole process. They condemned the hair, said this hair was not good for public use. You couldn't be accepted in polite society with this kind of hair. And so someone had an idea of helping us out by making a product that they call perm, and you permanently change the feel, the properties, the structure of your hair, the texture of your hair to please them. Did we ever sit to think about what consequences it will have on our skin? Did we even think that we could pick up some diseases because of this, of the effect of the permanent change on this? Do we realize that our scalp is what covers our brains and what effect this could have on our skin and all of that? And look at it, over the years, many people have lost their hair. They don't even remember what their hair used to look like because they've damaged it. And you know what, sisters? I have friends who are Caucasians who have used perm on their hair. But their perm does not really change the texture of their hair. It's just the chemical that is in their perm. It's so gentle on the hair that it doesn't denature. I'll use the word, it's a coinage. Even if it's my coinage, accept it. It doesn't denaturalize their hair. It doesn't change it, you know, fundamentally from what it is. Friends could see it and recognize that there's been a slight something, but it doesn't change it. We are the only people on earth, the only creatures that God created fearfully and wonderfully that have accepted to do this with our hair. And you know, some of our sisters along the way, they recognized the evil they did to their bodies, and what they did was they just cut everything and allowed new growth to come out. That is self-assertion. I was born, we were born into a society where people do things the way they are, and we just follow suit without asking the questions. But it comes a time in life where we have to sit up and think about it. Shouldn't people come to Africa and learn how to take care of African hair? Shouldn't we go back to our mothers, our grandmothers, and ask them how they took care of their own hair? Should we have to import a chemical to use to permanently change our hair? So the news I'm bringing to you today is bad news. It is a form of colonization. And guess what? It's not just the money that you spend on it, and let's even pause a bit and talk about how much money you spend on this. You buy a chemical that destroys your hair, and you give the wrong message. We give the wrong message to our children about how much we hate ourselves. And the men who are into this self-hatred, this level of inferiority complex is so terrible. I'm praying that the Lord will deliver us out of this. In the next, we're going to talk about the spiritual aspects of our hair. But for now, I'm sending out this word to our sisters. Can we just love ourselves for who we are? Can we just accept who we are and thank God for who we are? And we think people like us for those things that we do. We perm our hair, and sometimes the hair is destroyed. It's so badly damaged that we have now to wear wigs. And where are the wigs coming from? It's not mainly from Africa, if at all. There are some people who are weaving wigs. Until we found out that wigs, if it's not made from somebody else's hair, we'll talk about that later. It's really those extensions that people use on their hair. We go and buy those things and put on our hair, and it's made from petroleum. I remember there was an accident between Yaoundé and Bamenda, and there were ladies in that bus that got burnt that night. You know what attracted the fire to those ladies first? It was their hair, those extensions that they massively carried over them, attracted the fire to them first. We are sending the wrong message to the generations, to our own children. I know you have a right to do whatever you want to do, but let's talk about this. Let's talk about these sisters, because we're a disgrace. All people are admiring our hair. It looks so nice and that and that and that. Behind our backs, they're laughing at us because this is not our natural hair. You could fix your natural hair and look so good in it and be so assertive and be so professional with your hair without having to damage it. And worst of all, not only do women do it to their own hair, which is their choice they make, or their husband's choice to please them, but they do it on the hair of children. This is an evil in the eyes of God. Sisters, I'm talking with a solemn tone today. Let's do something about this. Let me get feedback from you. If you're upset with me, let me know. If you want to change the angle which to look at what I'm saying, let's go ahead and do it. But you know what? It's something in the mind that we need to think about this thing seriously. It's dangerous enough to buy a product and not read the label to see what's inside. But much more than that, do people always tell you what is contained in this? This is the discussion today. I'm pleading with you to send me your comments, react to this. Let's continue the discussion. I have 2 more or so in which I'll tell you how I also manage my hair. Okay? Have a good day. May the Lord bless you. Let's love ourselves. It's my message that I'm bringing out. Let's accept ourselves for who we are and thank God for who we are. And let's even share ideas so we can better take care of our hair. And let's stop wasting our money to buy diseases and all kinds of disgrace for ourselves. I love you, my sisters. I love you, my brothers. Thank you and have a good day. God bless you. Keep that hair healthy and well.